Chances are what you know about pricing is total rubbish. Hey everyone, it's Janine, the pricing lady here. Welcome back to the show. You're live with the pricing lady. This show is all about helping small business owners like you get better at pricing in your business, helping you feel confident about what you charge so you can have a sustainably profitable business. Welcome everyone. Today, we're going to talk about the 3 reasons why what you know about pricing is all wrong. Now, this came to me earlier this week as I was on a podcast. I was a guest on a podcast, and the host asked me, Janine, why do you think people get this so wrong? And when I reflected on that, I realized that there's some very good reasons why. So these reasons why are going to help you to understand why you find this so difficult and how or what's the reason that it's not helping your business. And then we'll take a quick look at what are some of the things that you can do to start getting it right. So the first reason why is that nobody ever taught you how. Now that sounds really simple, and you probably never thought about it really because it's not something that everyone does, that's for sure. But it's not like when you're in school, somebody pulls you aside and says, Psst, hey, Janine, when you have that business 30 years from now, this is how you set your prices. And even if you went to business school, they still don't teach you how to set your prices. They talk to you about things like pricing strategies, how to have a premium strategy or what a economy or a skimming strategy is. But they don't tell you how to go about setting the prices in the right way. They also don't tell you what pricing really is. So if nobody taught you about this thing, then how could you possibly understand what it is and how best to utilize it in your business? The answer to that question is you can't. So you're kind of off the hook in that sense, but not totally. And we'll come back to that in a moment. Let's talk about the second reason why what you know about pricing is all wrong. And that's because you're pulling your intuition from what you know. And what you know is based on being a consumer yourself. And most of us, as consumers, we're faced with what's going on in the retail world. And let's face it, in the retail world, pricing is actually, for many businesses, a completely different thing. And you wouldn't take the strategies that a retail business is using and apply it in your business because it wouldn't make sense to do that. Now, as consumers, we're faced with things like seasonal sales all the time, or big discounting. And it depends on what kind of shopping you're doing. But this is what we're bombarded with every day, everyday low prices or buy one, get one free or whatever it is. But if you take that and apply that into a business where you're not looking to do the same things, you're not reaching out to the same people, and the value of what you offer is different, then it doesn't make sense to apply those kinds of strategies or tactics in another business. So you're taking what one industry uses and trying to apply it in something else where it's probably not a very good fit. The third reason why is that there's lots of opinions and quick win schemes that people are sharing out there, but you don't actually know if they're fit for your business. So people say, if you have a coaching offer, you have to press it at $19.97, right? Or if you have a little offer up front, it has to be $47. They tell you these things, but is there a good reason that that's right for your business? It may have worked for them. And I'm not saying that they don't have good intentions. What I am saying is you have to figure out if that's right for your business, for the people that you're targeting, for the offer that you have. So you can't just take what someone else does and say that's the right thing for your business. You have to understand why it's the right thing for your business. Or if it's not, figure out what the right thing is for your business. So all these 3 things combined mean that you're trying to do what we call put a square peg in a round hole. Right? And it doesn't work because it doesn't fit right. And that's why your pricing strategy or the way that you're working with your prices or the prices themselves aren't actually helping you in your business. So we have to go back one step. If those are the reason why, and let me recap them. 1, you were never taught how to price. 2, you're taking strategies from what you know as a consumer and applying them to a different kind of business. And 3, you've got lots of people telling you what to do, but you don't really know if those things are right for your business. If those are the reasons why you're doing it wrong, then the reason to do it right or how to do it right is to start to understand what you need in your business. You have to understand what is going to be fit for purpose for your business, for who you're targeting, for the objectives that you have, because a pricing strategy or pricing itself is there to help you meet your business objectives. So you aren't clear about what those objectives are, then you certainly aren't going to be able to set prices that help you get there. And you top that with not knowing how to set prices or how to use pricing in the right way to get where you want to go, on top of prices that are not correct. And you've kind of got a double whammy. So it's no wonder that you're not feeling comfortable, that you're hesitating when people ask, and that you're struggling in general with this topic. So where can you get started in order to try fixing this? So I've got a self-assessment tool on my homepage. So go to thepricinglady.com and you'll be able to find that scorecard tool and download a copy. It helps you look through the 5 steps to pricing success and assess for yourself where you are in your pricing journey. And you'll start to see patterns where you can focus more attention or get more help and start to understand better what you can be doing in your business to improve your pricing. That's one aspect. Of course, you're going to have to learn how to do some of this stuff. So you can use that as a starting point then to figure out what you need to focus on first. Maybe it's the selling. Maybe it is the price setting. Maybe it's getting clarity on who you're really targeting. You have to figure out where those weak spots are before you can figure out how to start fixing the overall problem. But I want you to reflect this week on what are some of the tactics you've learned from being a consumer that you're applying in your business that maybe aren't working? Or think about, when was the last time you spoke with your coach about how to go about setting those prices? Think about what we've talked about today and how it can help you to do something different with your pricing so you can improve it and start feeling more comfortable with those prices instead of relying on all these things that are sending you in the wrong direction. That's what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want to head on over to thepricinglady.com, that's where you can grab my scorecard. And then until next time, everyone, enjoy pricing.